In this video, we will learn how to design half header using Verilog hardware description language and simulate it using the online compiler. We'll be using the gate level modeling for that. Now the block diagram of half header looks like this, which has two inputs and two outputs. And the truth table for the half header is given by this. And if we write down the Boolean expression for sum and carry, sum is given as A or B and carry is A dot B. And if we design the circuit for the half header, this is how the circuit diagram looks like. Now in this video, we will see how we can describe this circuit using Verilog hardware description language, and we can simulate it using online compiler. So in order to design it and simulate it, we will be writing down two modules. First module will be the design module, where we will be designing the circuit. And the second module will be the test bench, where using the test bench, we'll be testing whether our design is working perfectly or not. And in order to do that, we'll be using the online compiler. This is the link of the online compiler, and we'll be giving the link of this compiler in the description of this video. So let's get started with the design and simulation of our very first combinational circuit using Verilog HDL. And let me again stress on this point that we are using gate level modeling for that. The basic building block used in the Verilog HDL is the module. So we have to write down the design module first. So this is how the design module would look like. And the module will always start with the keyword module. After that, we can give any name to the module. Now, since we are writing down the design module for half header, so I have given the name HA, but you can give any name to the module. Then will come the list of the ports. Now, looking at the block diagram of half header, we see that it has 4 ports. So that is why we have to give all the 4 ports over here. We have to terminate this particular statement with a semicolon. In the second line, we have to declare the input ports. Since A and B are the input ports, so we have to declare them or define them to be the input ports. Sum1 and CY are the output ports, so we are defining them as the output ports using the keyword output. Now it is this circuit which we have to describe using Verilog HDL. And in order to do that, we have to make use of the gate primitives. Now in the Verilog HDL, we have the various gate primitives. For the AND gate, we have the gate primitive AND, NAND, OR, NOR, NOT, XOR, and XNOR. So these are the various gate primitives available in the Verilog language. So depending upon which gates we have to use, can make use of these gate primitives. Now, since for this half header, we have to make use of the XOR gate and the AND gate, so we will be using the gate primitive XOR. So this is the XOR gate primitive. This is how we can make use of the XOR gate primitive. And after that, we have to give the output first. So the first element will be the output of the XOR gate, which is a sum1 over here. And then will come the inputs. A and B are the inputs of the XOR gate. It is clear from the circuit diagram. Second gate primitive which we have to use is the AND gate. Looking at the circuit, it is clear. And then again, we have to give the output of this gate, which is CY, carry first, and then will come the inputs. So whenever we are using the gate primitives in the Verilog, we have to remember this, that first will come the outputs always, and then will come the list of the inputs to the particular gate. Now we have to terminate a module using the keyword end module. We see that the design module for the half header is ready. And it is simple to design the half header using Verilog HDL. But once the design is ready, we have to test it whether it is working perfectly or not. So in order to do that, we have to write down another module which we call as the test bench. So now we will learn how to write down the test bench which will test whether this design module for the half header is working perfectly or not. And in order to do that, we have to give the various input combinations and we have to see whether the sum1 and carry are coming out correctly or not. This is how the test bench would look like. Let us try to understand how to write down the test bench for any module. So again, since this test bench is also a module, so it will start with a keyword module. And after this, we can give again any name to the module. Now, since we are writing down the test bench for the half header, so I have given a name DBHA, but you can give any name to the test bench. But after this, we don't have to pass any port list like we did for the design module. Here in the design module, we had to give the list of the ports, but over here in the test bench, because it is the topmost module, you need not pass any port list over here. Now in the second line, we have to remember this, all input ports will be declared as a register type and all output ports will be declared as a wire type. So we have to remember this important point whenever we are writing down the test bench. In the test bench, all input ports will be declared as a register type and all output ports will be declared as a wire type. After we have done the declaration of the ports, then we have to instantiate the design module which we are testing. Now, the main purpose of the test bench is to test the design module for the half header. So we have to instantiate the half header design module. And how it is done, we have to give the name of the design module. So since we had named this half header design module as HA, so we will be instantiating this half header design module by using the same name over here, HA. After that, this is the instance of the design module. You can give any name to this instance, but I have given over here this instance name as HA1, but you can give this name to say HA2 or HA3 or whatever you feel like. This is just an instance name of the design module. Then we have to give the list of the ports. Now the number of the ports over here must match with the number of ports given in the module definition. If these numbers will differ, then there will be an error in the program. Now the main aim of the test bench was to test whether our design module is working correctly or not. For that, we have to check it for all the possible input combinations. And in order to do that, we have to give the various input possible combinations between this initial, begin, and end. We'll talk more about this initial, begin, and end data, but for the time being, just remember that whatever combinations we have to test our design module, they must be enclosed between these keywords initial, begin, and end. Within this, after begin, we are using this display command. Display command basically will display whatever is given within the brackets. Now we have put the A, B, someone and CY within the code. So this will be taken as a string and the entire string will be displayed as it is. Now after that, we are using a monitor command. Monitor command basically monitor the changes in the variables which are given within the brackets. So if the value of any of the variable changes, then this monitor command will come into picture and the values of all the four variables will be displayed. So though the monitor command appears once in the program, but it will be displaying all the four variables value if the value of any of the variable changes. Now, since we have to test it for all the four possible combinations, so here we are giving the four combinations. The first combination we are giving as A equal to 0 and B equal to 0. So the moment this A 0 and B is 0, then this monitor command comes into picture and all the four values will be displayed accordingly. Then over here in the line number 18, we are using this hash 10. It basically introduce a time delay of 10 units. We can increase or decrease this time delay, but this is essential. If we don't give it, we'll see that we are not going to get the result corresponding to all the possible four input combinations. So over here, after a delay of 10 units, we are changing the value of B to 1. So initially it was 0, now we have changed it to 1. So the moment the value of B changes, again the monitor comes into picture. And since the value of B has changed, so all the four values will be displayed. Then again, after a delay of 10 units, we are changing the value of A and B. And again in the line number 20, we are changing B to 1. So we are giving all the four combinations to A and B in line number 17, 18, 19, and 20. And then we are terminating the module using the keyword end module. So this is how the test bench would look like. And when we'll execute the program, we'll see that For all these four combinations, making use of this monitor command, the entire truth table will be displayed. So let us execute this program and see how it works. So on execution, we see that we are getting this complete truth table over here, and we are getting all the four combinations. For all the four combinations, we are getting the correct results as expected. So we see that how easy it is to design and simulate the combinational digital circuit using Verilog HDL, and using the online simulator. The things have become super easy because there's no need to install any software in our computer. We can make use of the online simulator and we can design and verify our designs.